International break is over. Premier League football is back. Tottenham are back. It's Aston Villa this weekend for Tottenham at home. We'll be looking everything to do with this game, from stats, head-to-head, your insights, to team news, predicted lineup, preferable lineup, score prediction, you name it. All very quickly done as well. So stay tuned to the very end. Very keen to get you involved. Always a big game for both teams. If you're new, please like and subscribe to the channel. But I want to start with team news because Thomas Frank provided a team news update in his press conference. He said that Kolo Muani is trained for 2 weeks with the team. He's looking better and better, and he's in contention for the weekend. These are the words of Thomas Frank, by the way. He said that Dom's progressed well post-surgery. He's moving forwards. Biss unfortunately had a situation with the national team and has a ligament issue in his ankle, so he'll be out for a few weeks. So that is the team update. So Muani is back in contention at least for this game, which would be a huge relief, I'm sure, to many fans like myself, because we've only seen for 12-13 minutes, was it, before he went out with a dead leg and is out for an awfully long time. But this weekend then, it is Tottenham versus Aston Villa. Top scorers of both teams in the Premier League so far this season. For Tottenham, it is Richarlison and it's Donnell Marlin for Aston Villa. So 3 goals for Richarlison and Tottenham in the Premier League, 2 goals for Marlin, with Richarlison getting an assist. Nothing in terms of assists for Marlin. Both played the full 7 games then, or played at least some part of it. Tottenham have scored 10 goals in their last 5 matches and haven't lost in 7 matches. Mami Kudus has created the most big chances for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. And Aston Villa have scored 9 goals in their last 5 matches. Aston Villa have won the previous 2 matches against Tottenham Hotspur as well. So team form coming into this then, it looks good for both teams. For Tottenham, it's 3 draws and 2 wins in all competitions, and also for all competitions, Aston Villa, it's 4 wins and a draw. This game taking place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Weather forecast expected to be 15 degrees. It is expected to rain. So 2 p.m. kickoff, Sunday the 19th of October, Premier League round 8. Simon Hooper is a referee. It's available on Sky Sports. So there we go then. In terms of Aston Villa and their team news situation, Mings is a doubt for an ankle injury, but should be okay. Tielemans is out till late November with a calf injury. Sancho is a doubt through illness, and Buendia is an out as well through concussion. A doubt, should I say, rather. In terms of the Premier League coming into it, both teams, Tottenham sit 3rd with 14 points from 7 games, positive 8 goal difference, and Aston Villa, our opponents, sitting 13th with 9 points after 7 games and a -1 goal difference. Head-to-head then between the two sides, Tottenham won 19 games, Aston Villa 7-1 draw, but Villa teams get the upper hand at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But I will just say Villa have had a poor record in London, and it stems a little bit beyond this season as well. So before I get onto my teams, I'll give my thoughts going into this. Provide a couple of stats that I know at the top of my head. I think this game could be really tough. I think there's no doubt about it. Villa and Unai Emery are always prepared for these big games. I think they'll sit in, personally. And Aston Villa, there seems to be this narrative the media painted by them, by football fans, that they're in this awful form. It's simply not true. Okay, they did start slow, but they're now doing very well, in my opinion. They're unbeaten in 7 across all competitions, and they've won the last 4 in a row. That's not a team in bad form. That's decent form, being 7 unbeaten. Yes, there's a lot of draws in there that could have been losses, maybe should have been losses. Absolutely. And, draws aren't wins, there's no doubt about it. And Villa did take a while to get going. But I would say that for me, the situation, Martinez's future hanging over the start of the season didn't help. Signings are going to take a while to settle in. Unai Emery's very different to other managers. Most managers, after 2-3 weeks max, if not 4 weeks, introduce their new signings into that lineup if they've got the quality. And we can, without a doubt, say that Harvey Elliott, he's got the quality to be in the Aston Villa team. Sancho, I think you can put a debate whether he is or not, or whether he's off the bench. So let's stick with Harvey Elliott. But Emery's a manager that gives them so much time, arguably a season. Look at Maatsen. He hardly played last season for Villa. And he's been here a year and he's starting most games this season. Exactly the same situation for Marlin. Tielemans, in the last few months has got so many more starts. Buendia too. And they just haven't before. Tielemans has been more a case of introducing gradually. And Buendia has been a case of injury though. But Villa are in good form, there's no doubt about it. They're still need to get points on the board, there's no doubt about it. I think Villa fans thought at this stage they would be in a better place. So overall, it's been a frustrating start for Villa, but it's not been disastrous, and they have turned a corner in my opinion, and that hasn't been spoken about at all, which is really strange. But for Tottenham as well, it's about continuing the momentum. I think some would say, that home record is a tiny bit of a concern, and it is early on. I don't want to jump to conclusions, and Frank interestingly hinted at that he's got his best 11 now at Tottenham, which is very key, whatever that may be. But this would be my lineup, which is called preferable lineup against Aston Villa. I say it every time, but people seem to get confused last time. This is not what I think Thomas Frank will go with. This is not predicted lineup at all. I do it very differently here at my channel. We're very unique and different, and I'm proud of that. I really am. This is my preferable team. It's very easy. Everyone can predict the lineup, everyone in the world, but in terms of preferable lineup, that's where it requires the real thought behind it. So this would be what I would go with, which means if I was the manager of Tottenham Hotspur, not going to happen. So hypothetical, but it's on screen now, and my team would be Vicario in goal. I think that conversation about a number 2 goalkeeper is really interesting, and I'm totally open to it. I think Vicario as well is better than maybe people give him credit for, so for now he has to start in goal. Backline, I haven't included Jed Spence. I'll just say it now, I think he's played 290 minutes for England. I don't think, there's a reason to necessarily take the risk of him getting injured if he's played 290 minutes. I don't see the risk in that. As good of a player Jed Spence is when we've got the full-backs like Doggy and Porro, who I'd go with in this game. Having said that, Porro played a lot as well for Spain international break. Doggy didn't though, so Doggy's got to start this game for me at left-back, which narrows it down a little bit. I'll go with Romero and Van der Ven as the centre-backs. Midfield then, I think Paulini is a very key in this game. I think in stopping Villa create, it could be like Paulini versus Kamara potentially. So I've gone with Paulini in the 6, Sarr in the 8, box to box, and Simmons in the 10. But I think that tends, midfield story is really interesting because Bentancur started 5 out of our 6 games in the Premier League this season, and Bentancur and Paulini seem to be preferred by Frank, but not by the fans. That'd be interesting. I just really want to see Simmons in that 10 and another opportunity to shine. He hasn't hit the ground running, but players that come into a new league, a new country, it's a lot to ask to hit the ground running, and they're never realistically going to do that. Very few, if any, do at all. Kudus on that right, I think could cause Villa, and what could be Maatsen, could be Digne, I think that's unknown, could cause them real problems. And I go with, interestingly, Tell down the middle and Odegaard on the left, which may be slightly unpopular, but my point is that both Tell and Odegaard impressed me for France under 21s in the international break, and I just think even at that level, I know it's not the same as the national team or the same as Tottenham or anything like that, I totally get that, and the opponents they've been playing, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and you can only score or assist what's in front of you. But they formed this really good partnership already, not just during this international break, but they built on it in the international break. And I think when players score and they're in momentum and they're struggling for confidence, in particular likes of Tell, when he's scoring, put him in there. Same for Richarlison, he's a confidence player. If he's scoring, keep him in the team. He's going to do really well for you. So that would be my team. In terms of predicted team then, which we always touch on, we don't want to spend too much time on because it's a little bit boring, to be totally honest with you. To predict Frank is interesting though. But I would say that he'll go for Richarlison. I think he'll go for Richarlison instead of Tell. I go Richarlison instead of Tell, and I reckon I go with Bentancur instead of Simmons. That's the 2 changes that I think Frank will go with. So I think we differ. But Frank's the manager. He knows a lot more than me, even though I'm a fan channel and I think I know a fair bit about Tottenham and love talking about them. Frank is the man that we trust, and I'm really impressed with him and his start to life as Spurs manager. But what would your team be if you were Thomas Frank? Let me know in the comments below. Score prediction then, I think it is going to be a tough game. Villa makers work really hard for it, but Villa fans are speaking to them on the channel and other people as well. They seem very worried because of their record in London more than anything. But I would remind people that they have a decent record at the Tottenham Stadium, like I did read out earlier. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Tottenham. I can see Kudus scoring. I think Odegaard will score. And I think Donald Marlin will score for Aston Villa. I think Villa might take the lead, but Tottenham complete the comeback, which seems to be a regular feel at the moment. We're not getting the start of the games that Thomas Frank did at Brentford, but we're ending the games like they did at Brentford with that strong end. So that's my score prediction. I think we covered everything in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Get involved in the comments below with anything discussed from your score predictions, your team, your thoughts ahead of this game, whether you be a Premier League fan, football fan, neutral, fanatic, Spurs fan or Villa fan. Get involved nonetheless. Appreciate you all. But a massive come on you Spurs from my point of view. Hope you enjoyed this video, and next time you'll be hearing from me. Hopefully it'll be a Tottenham win against Aston Villa. I'll be going to the games. There'll be a matchday vlog and match reaction from inside the stadium, as well as plenty of other content. But for now, come on you Spurs.